Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about why Jesus. I never had struggle in my life. I've always had two parents that supported me, still do to this day, and I never knew what uncomfortability was like. But I still have my unique struggles. I still experience negative emotions. I'm still human at the end of the day, but I always would conceal it. I would lie to other people saying I am happy when I'm really not happy. I used to derive happiness from helping others and pleasing others, and I was lying. Because how can I make someone else happy when I'm unhappy with myself? Two broken people can't fix each other. It's not until I got into a relationship where I thought was truly happy, and the relationship lasted for a while, and then the breakup happened. I felt tightness in my chest. I felt abandoned, betrayed, didn't understand why. Felt like I was being swallowed up by a bottomless pit. It was very dark and unpleasant, to say the least. And as I tried to do my best to recover, and then I struggled, and I started to get a little bit better. And I realized that I had a hole in my heart. I had a half full cup. What I would try to do is pour into it the things of the world. And one of the things was, after the breakup, saying, you know what, I'm gonna make a lot of money. I'm not gonna take any girl serious. I'm just gonna sleep with them, and that's pretty much it. And what does the world teach you? Invest in yourself, trust in yourself, make yourself happy, because you are important and you are the center of the universe. And that was a lie. I tried doing that and it never worked. I realized when I pour the things from the world, that even when the cup raised to a full extent, it will always evaporate and go back to being half full. So I was still empty. The hole was still in my heart. It's not until my friend told me, yo, you should go to church. I went to church, and I already knew about Jesus, that he died for you and that he loves you. I've been told this before, but the reason why it didn't reconcile with me is because I wasn't penetrating the heart. Because why? My heart was hardened. I was ignorant to being an unbeliever. When I stepped foot in that church, I said, you know what? If you're real, I want to feel your presence. I want peace. I want to give you a shot. First time going to church, loud praises, great sermon, and I felt something a little different. But it wasn't instant. I went to church again, and I kept going to church. And then there was a time where I started crying profusely. Uncontrollable crying that I didn't understand why I was crying. It felt like my soul was weeping. Even though the tears were coming down from my flesh, it felt like I was like my soul was just like shaking. My issue was sin. There's a root in every problem that we face in life. We can't scratch the surface level of our problem. The root issue was sin. My soul was chained by sin, because I was living in it without knowing. It's not until I got into the church one day, heard a powerful sermon, I just fell down and I cried uncontrollably. Finally understood it. And it wasn't me. It was sin that corrupted everything. That's what sin does. What sin does, it corrupts creation. It corrupts people. And we don't know until we truly experience the love of God. Realized that I was running away from my problems, and I couldn't do that no more. And I also, on top of that, I was trying to face the problem on my own. And we don't wrestle with flesh and blood. It's wrestling of our own spirituality. And that's what Jesus has taught me. And when I finally gave my life to Jesus, not just my life, but my heart, I've gained peace that surpasses my own understanding. I've gained peace amongst the chaos that we live in today. I felt love that is incomparable to what a human has to offer to me. I was like, this is what true love is. Love doesn't rejoice in falsehood and iniquity. Love doesn't rejoice in affirmation and pandering. But love is truth. Love is firm. Love is kind. But love is also patient. And Jesus has taught me everything. Everything I tell to you is not from my own understanding, but it's from what Jesus has imputed in my head. And what Satan has done now is try to get me farther away from Jesus, but he don't realize that it brings me closer. So I want you guys to understand, if you have struggled with depression, anxiety, frustration, lust, covetousness, whatever it is, you don't have to struggle with it no more, because Jesus pinned that on the cross. He conquered all of those things, including death. I've learned to live is for Christ, to die is to gain. I learned this in Ephesians chapter 1, verse 7. In his blood is redemption, the forgiveness of sin according to the riches of his grace. Jesus has perfected you in his blood. He's made you righteous in his blood. Jesus is the one that just wants to talk to you, honestly. Wants to have a conversation. He doesn't infiltrate or sneak in your window like Satan would do, because he gives you free will. What Jesus wants is a genuine relationship, not a transactional one where you only do good works because you're expecting a return, because there's no genuineness there. He wants something that's mutual. He wants you to come with his problems. He doesn't want you to face it on your own, because even when you do give your life to Jesus, your life is still going to be hard, but you have someone to rely on that won't forsake you, that's going to guide you. In Proverbs chapter 16, verse 9, a man's heart will plan his ways, but the Lord will direct his steps. So let the Lord navigate you through life. Let Jesus guide you. Even if you're steering the wheel, let him tell you where your destination is. Stop fighting against it. Stop thinking that you could do it on your own. Stop projecting your voice out loud. You want it to be right. Sometimes we need to be wrong in order to be right. Be uncomfortable, because through uncomfortability, there is growth. Don't be content with the things of the world, but be content with God. Be content with Jesus, because Jesus loves you. He wants you back home. You have gone astray for so long. And I don't know who's watching this video that needs to hear it, but I promise you, you don't have to be holy to come to Jesus. You don't have to follow a step-by-step law, something that's ceremonial and traditional like every other religion teaches you. But Jesus is not a religion, but is a relationship. You come the way you are so he can wash you clean and rebuild you through his reconciliation. He wants to make you perfect, but you just have to be obedient. And sometimes we need to be slow to speak and increase in our hearing and listening, because through that we do gain knowledge and understanding from what Jesus has to tell us. If you're new for the first time, subscribe, like, comment, follow all the socials and link down below in the description. And as for that, I'm gonna see you in the next one. I'm out.